The four faces of every speaker, archetypes. I once heard someone say that whoever you are, you can always be that person and several variations of that person at any time. And it goes back to a time when a psychologist named Carl Jung suggested that humans come pre-programmed with unconscious behavior patterns that are etched deep into their beings. And these are called archetypes. Now, you may be saying, why is that relevant to me? And are these even real? Well, a number of people, including myself, have managed to use archetypes as a simple and fun way to improve your communication abilities. For example, Tony Robbins, the personal development giant, and that's literally and figuratively, by the way, he uses archetypes in high-stakes emotional negotiations. But I think that we can go a little more general on that and use archetypes for whenever you're having just some problem and trying to find a solution. Because as they say, the solution to a problem won't be found on the same level as which the problem was generated. And in a case as such, you can use archetypes to tap into other parts of you to get through unhappiness, injustice, or struggles of various types. Gandhi, for example, used an archetypical styled exercise with himself to find peaceful solutions, whereby he imagined himself as a Brit, a Muslim, and so forth. But Eugene, you still didn't explain how it works. Okay, well, depending on which you choose, there are generally four basic archetypes, parts, types, whatever you want to call them. There are four. The most common is the warrior. Inside of you, there is probably a fundamental part that may emerge in times of chaos or when attacked, which we can call the warrior. Intense and powerful, the warrior is oriented towards action and strength. Can you, for example, remember a time where you felt particularly intense and powerful, ready to take on the world, attack, fight, face a new challenge, etc.? You may have been in the zone of the warrior. There's another part of you, however, that we can call the magician archetype. This part, as opposed to using strength and power and intensity, maybe you know the side of you that uses insight and humor to arrive at solutions. For example, in the face of a challenge, the magician archetype might just snap their fingers and come to a solution, because it's all easy and it's all fun, folks. There's no need to use power and strength, because the magician sees everything as magic. And why use force if everything is magically easy? The third archetype then is oriented towards deep emotions and connection, and is the archetype of the lover. Can you imagine yourself or someone else who communicates from a place of unconditional love, purity, and flowing emotions? For example, you, in the height of a new romance, may have been in flow with the lover archetype, or maybe it's something that you experience every day. Lastly, the fourth archetype is the sovereign. Think of this archetype as coming from the most evolved version of yourself, the part that understands your mission and your vision. Now, this part could be considered, for example, as a massive king or queen, in charge of governing your life with their wisdom and knowledge, because they are commanding from a place of calm understanding, much differently than, say, the warrior, lover, or even magician would. Now, the idea is that you have all four archetypes or parts inside of you, but they're not always in balance. For example, an overworked, underpaid, bossed-around father may consistently be channeling his warrior archetype while at work, running around trying to use his inner strength and power to push through long days and get through tough situations. He, as you imagine, isn't going to be flowing in the zone of the lover and walking around blowing kisses to his superior and colleagues. But what if he did? Would things be different?